Okay, welcome everyone. Before we go on, I want to read something to you. Remember? So there's this book called Building Your Self-Image. So part of what we've been talking about, as far as trying to, you know, rebuild our foundation, right? Is to actually be a better self. You understand? And if we do not improve ourselves, then there's no point to improve the wife. That's why is this whole thing concentrated on the individual, on the husband? Because the husband has a lot of влияние, how do you say that? Has a lot of influence on the way his wife is. And as you see, many of our wives are not in the best condition that they are. And we call them, crazy. We call them, all these names. Why? Because of the fact that we influence them in such a negative way with our own negativity, right? Now we have in front of us a very negative woman, and we are blaming her for something that we did. So now, if we're gonna improve ourselves, you understand? And what's the improving ourselves? No showing faces, no cursing, no getting upset, controlling ourselves. Once we fix ourselves, she becomes a better person. You understand? So I wanted to read this thing because I read it over the Shabbat, and it was unbelievable. He says, every time you have self-mastery in any way, you build up your self-image. You can tell yourself, I'm a person who is gaining more and more control over my emotions and actions all the time, right? Every time you have the emotional self-control to do something that you find difficult to do, you build your self-image. You hear what he says? Every time you have, an emotional self-control that's difficult for you, you build your self-image. How much do people say, I can't, it's difficult for me. When she says this, I break. And what do I always say? Listen, compose yourself, hold yourself. Yeah, why? Because it's difficult. When it's difficult for you, and you stand your ground, what happens? You build your self-image. You actually say to yourself, "Wow, it's like I lifted 100 pounds, which I was never able to lift before." Here, every time you refrain from saying or doing something, you build up your self-image. Again, your wife says something to you, right? You are itching to say something nasty to her. What do? You control yourself. What did you do? You just build yourself self-image. This is not something I'm telling you. This is, by the way, when a person practices having control with his wife, he's building his self-image. He says, there are two basic approaches to gaining a greater amount of self-mastery. One is to recognize the many benefits you gain by controlling your actions and emotions. The other is to gain greater awareness of how you lose out by lacking mastery, self-mastery. Listen to what he or she, I don't know who's the author, but look what she's saying or he's saying. Let's see who the author is. Rabbi Pliskin. It's he. Look what he's saying. He's saying, one, recognize the many benefits you gain by controlling your actions and emotions. Now, if I control my actions and I don't on her, right? And I don't curse her and I don't, show her face, I just say, I hear you, my love. I hear you, okay? What happens? You end up gaining self-mastery. You have just become a master of yourself. You don't let the Yetzer Hara control you. You just control the Yetzer Hara. You understand? However, on the other side, right? When you don't hold yourself, what do you lose? 2-3 weeks of problems with my wife. Who knows how many weeks of reparations? You understand? Many nights without sleeping with her, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And imagine every time we fail, this list gets even bigger and bigger, and the time becomes broader and broader. The time of reparation. We're talking about self-mastery. Yeah, we're saying that one of the ways to master self-discipline, right? Make yourself better, is to not say something, is to control yourself. You hear? So he's saying right here, you have to weigh the benefits and the negatives of either holding yourself and not holding yourself. So I was explaining, if you hold yourself, you show that you're master of your emotions. You understand? You control the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara doesn't control you. However, if you fall to that, right? If you fall in, your wife says something to you, and all of a sudden you break down, what happens? It could be weeks and weeks until you repair the whole relationship. You understand? And the more you do that, the more you're going to have problems. He says, use both approaches together to gain a greater level of self-mastery. Some people find themselves, meaning they charge themselves a certain amount of money in order to increase their ability to refrain from doing something. Some people reward themselves in order to increase their ability to have self-mastery. So a lot of you guys have been telling me, okay, so how do I do? What do I do? How do I control myself? So he says over here, you put yourself a fine. Okay? You go like this. Every time I lose myself, $100 goes to tzedakah. $100 is not, it's not small money. You understand? And therefore, you don't want to lose. So you got to be honest with yourself. And every time you lose, $100 tzedakah, $100 tzedakah. You understand? This way, you're going to start saying, yo, I'm losing money. Or whatever it is that is. Or you reward yourself. However you want to reward yourself. You understand? A general rule for fines and rewards. The fine should be something that you strongly want to avoid. And the reward should be something that you greatly want to receive. Which means, don't fine yourself $1. For $1, I'll curse whenever I want. I'll lose my control, whatever. It doesn't mean anything to us. Yeah? He says it's got to be something worthwhile that you don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose $100 every time I get upset with my wife. Here, some people keep self-mastery journals, writing down their successes and victories in exhibiting self-control improves their ability to exhibit a greater amount of self-mastery. Oh, this could be a good one for us. Which means what we should do, buy a little book and say every day that you held yourself and you didn't go, berserk on your wife because she said something to you, you write it down. And then you'll tell me, you tell yourself, you understand? We'll make a group. Okay, how many, what did you do? How did you do? How many times did you hold yourself that day? You hear? Some people find that even if they don't actually give themselves reward and punishment, they can add to their ability to have self-mastery by questioning themselves. If they want to do something but find that they need extra willpower, they ask, what reward would motivate me to actually do the thing that I would want to do? To stop doing something, they ask, what pain or fine would increase my motivation to refrain from this? Yeah, just thinking of the answers to these questions help people with strong imaginations gain more self-mastery even without giving themselves actual reward or the fine. Which means we have to ask ourselves, every time my wife tells me something and I lose control, what happens? A fight ensues. I'm gonna, end up 2, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks of difficulty. Understand? And what's gonna happen? While I'm doing through 2, 3, 4, 5 days of difficulty, again she lashes out at me. Again I lose my control. Again it's costing me another week. You understand? So a person has to ask himself, is it worth it for me right now to get into conflict with her? Here? Of course not. So therefore, this itself is going to give you the ability to be able to control yourself. So a lot of guys ask me, Avram, how'd you do it? How is it that 1 year you've been holding yourself? So honestly, I have not been holding myself. It's the first 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks I've been holding myself, right? And then I said to myself, yo, this actually works. Why would I want to get myself into problems? If this actually works, right? Not commenting, being nice, not showing a face, not losing my self-control, meaning if this actually works, why would I not use it to my benefit? What's my benefit? To have my wife happy. Who wants to have a not happy wife? None of us. Because it's the worst thing in the world. You understand? So therefore, when I saw that it works, I said to myself, okay, no longer am I going to take this personally. Why? Because now it's not about me holding myself. It's about me It's about me getting reward. What's my reward? I have a happy wife. Anytime I need her, sweetie, how are you? Oh, I'm very good. Anytime I want to sleep with her, Mutek, you ready? Anytime it's a perfect mood in the house. So why would I want to get myself into trouble by showing myself, or by not being able to control myself? It's completely, for me, it was a logical thing. That's why I didn't have to hold myself and have a grudge inside. What am I doing? What am I doing? No, this is actually a win-win situation for me. Win number one, my wife is happy. Win number two, I'm happy. Win number three, the whole family is happy. You understand? The whole atmosphere, the whole mood is happy. I know that I'm not gonna get into any kind of arguments. Why? Because I'm in control. But when I'm not in control, and when I don't give a damn what happens to my feelings, now I'm gonna hurt her feelings, right? By lashing out at her. Yes, you're all gonna tell me, but they're moody. I 100% agree with you. But they say things that are childish. I agree with you. But it doesn't make sense what they say. I agree with you. I'm not saying they don't. But you know what? If I question the 5-6 guys that are in the ring, they're all going to tell me the same thing. And each guy on the other side is going to be like, damn, that's my wife also. So therefore, it's all women like this. It's not just your wife. They all say things that don't make sense and that sound childish. And that's getting on my nerves because I'm a businessman. I'm this. I have an office to run. I have 50 people that I have to be in charge of. I have so much, And then she comes in and she tells me, whatever she tells me. And I'm like, get out of my face. What kind of stupidity is that? What did you just do? You just lost your self-mastery. You lost yourself. I don't care how you look at it, but you lost yourself. Why? Because they flipped a little, metal piece into the thing that goes, and the metal piece got stuck, and you started crying. No, don't cry. First of all, don't let the metal piece get stuck. Just listen to her for a little bit. You hear? He gives an example. Someone who had a great challenge with overeating told me, for me, eating wasn't merely a matter of being healthy, getting energy, and enjoying myself. Instead, eating was a constant challenge to my self-image. I felt good about myself when I controlled what I ate. I felt awful about myself when I lacked self-discipline. My self-image would go up and down depending on the level of control about food. So this person was a little bit of a heavy eater. Yeah? So what did he say? Every time he overate, he felt disgusting. Every time he controlled the eating, he felt wonderful. So putting it in our situations, every time we don't hold ourselves when she says something to us, what do? We feel awful. Why? Because the whole house is in turmoil again. Again, I'm in problems with her. Again, I don't want to sleep in the same room with her. Again, I feel like she's disgusting me. Again, right? He says, I have a friend who has a similar issue with smoking cigarettes. When he overcame the urge to take a cigarette, he felt much better about himself. His self-image dropped whenever he gave in to the urge to smoke. You hear? I told him that even though we have issues with different areas of self-mastery, we have a similar challenge. We agreed to be partners in building up our self-mastery. We would encourage each other. We would celebrate our successes together. And if one of us would fail to have self-mastery, the other would encourage him to increase the level of self-control. Right? Every call I get, I messed up again. You know what they messed up on? Self-mastery. They messed up on just being patient, waiting. Don't fall. Don't curse. Listen to her. Don't worry about it. She'll She'll see you standing, firm. Yes, my love, I hear you. Absolutely. Yes, we're going to Bezat Shem buy it. We're going to do it. We're going to get it. Whatever it is. You understand? One pattern that kept working for both of us was to remind each other. You will feel much better about yourself when you have self-mastery. You will feel much worse about yourself when you lack self-mastery. We found that this constant reminder made it easier for us to forego the pleasures of overeating or smoking. When you know how awful it feels to feel bad about yourself, feeling good about yourself is such a great feeling that nothing else can compare with it. I just wanted to, plug this in to our, daily thing, because why? This is a very important part of what we're doing. A lot of what we're doing is working on ourselves. We constantly think in our mind, I'm working on her. No, you're not working on her. If you feel that you're going to make your wife something that you want, you lost, guys. You'll never be able to change her. Only she can change herself. You understand? And the way she's going to be able to change herself is through you. When she sees that you put in the effort to change, she's going to automatically want to change herself. You understand? She's going to follow you. Problem with us is we're looking for change in the ladies. What are we doing? We're working 1 week, 2 weeks, and we're looking. Oh, she's not changing. Oh, she's not changing. She's still the same woman. She's always going to be the same woman, guys. She's always going to be the same woman. We have to be a different man. You understand? When we're going to be the different man, she's going to be the different woman. Why? Because when we're different man and we're controlling our mouths and we're controlling our wants and no wants, our tempers, our faces, our attitudes, yeah? A lot of us, we come in, but our face says the attitude completely on us. Yeah, we might not say anything, but our face says, Balin, I want to kill you. You hear? Which is a big problem. That's one of the biggest problems, is the face. That's why you have to try to learn how to, fake a smile. I don't know what to tell you. Fake a smile. You come home.
Fake it till you make it.
Absolutely. You must. But then you'll see when you're faking, hey, you all of a sudden see her changing. But you got to be consistent, guys. The most important part of this build-up is you must be consistent. If I work out on Monday and I'm lazy on 3 days, and then I work on, Friday, and then I'm like, next week, the hell with it. And then the week after that, I'm going to start working on Tuesday and listen to the music and just, am I going to get anywhere? I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to get the physique that I want. You have to be consistent, guys. This is the same thing. We have to be consistent. We cannot break. You understand? It's very important that what we learn, we practice consistency. And don't think, what's going to happen 3 weeks from now? Don't worry about that. You think what's today, and that's it. You think what's tomorrow, meaning I'm here for tomorrow. Okay, what am I going to do today? And every day is a day in itself. Forget about tomorrow. Today you control yourself with having a good smile, with not cursing her, with not getting upset at her. Yes, again, I'm going to tell you guys, she will tell you things that you don't like. She will. I'm not going to. Why? I don't give a damn why. I don't care why. Okay? She will. First of all, she's broken. Many of us are living with broken damage.
We're not broken. We're not broken.
Again, you're broken also. But guess what? If we have two broken ladies, we have a problem. If you have a broken man and a broken lady, we can fix it. Why? Because the man, I told you this today, no matter what happens, tomorrow he's going to work. He's got a toothache, he's got a headache, he's got a cold. I'm stuffed up. And I'm still going. Why? It's my job. By the way, I get 0. Yesterday I went 0. Today I went 0. The day before, 0. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to go. Why? It's my job. Maybe somebody's going to come. And this is how we have to be in our marriage. We're down, but we got to be good. I kid you not. I could be stuffed up. If somebody's coming to buy, an engagement ring, I'm going to give him my all to try to sell the engagement ring or whatever it is. I'm not going to sit and say, oh, my nose. I'm not going to give the guy an attitude. Don't you see I'm sick? I'm not going to say that. Why should we say that to our wife? You hear what I'm saying? Meaning there's a correlation to who we are, what we are. With the outside world, we're different. With our wife, we can give her an attitude. We can tell, don't you see I'm sick? What are you asking me to do? What? You hear? Like right now, right before this class, I was on my roof shoveling snow because I see the extension of it. There's a little leak. So I saw snow, 1.5 foot deep snow. So I took it away from the junction where the building meets the whatever. And I did that by myself. I have a cold. I couldn't go with the jacket. I went with a shirt. Whatever. Dangerous. I did it. Why? I needed to do it. I have a class coming up. You understand? I needed to do it. This is exactly the same attitude we have with the wives, guys. The women want our love. They want our heart. They want to, express themselves, and they want us to be able to digest. That's it. Just digest the expression. That's it. A lot of times, they don't ask for action. They want you to listen to them. Give them the ear. Listen. Wow, really? Listen with enthusiasm. Don't listen like this. We all have that stupid face. Yeah, like, oh, when are you going to shut up now? Come on. And some of us have the guts to say, when are you going to shut up? You're getting on my nerves. You finished getting on my nerves? Okay, you can go now. Yeah, it's you're laughing, but imagine the woman that's looking at you. She loves you. Every single one of our wives, guess what? Loves you guys. How do I know? Because when I talk to them, the things that they want, they all say, how come he doesn't take me out? Can you imagine? If you hate somebody, you want him to take you out? So obviously they don't hate you. With all the things that they tell you, whatever, they're looking for you to take them out. He doesn't take me out. I want him to take me out. We used to have date night. We don't have date night anymore. I hear that from every single woman. Every single woman. It's like, mamash, it's like the same thing. I'm like, yeah, wow, she said the same thing. She said the same thing. She said the same thing. It doesn't stop. You understand? So knowing this, sorry, let's start working on ourselves. I left the, the Monday night shiur. Why? Because I saw people, they were, it was like, I don't care. I don't need 150 people not to care. I need 5 guys to care. Because I want to prove to the whole world that if we work on ourselves, we can really do it. We can really have a wonderful relationship. I'm proof. I didn't have such a good relationship, guys. I did not. Worse than yours. And there's a half a dozen guys that come to my morning class every single day. They all cannot, listen, these are all professional people. They could start work at 9 o'clock. And they'll be busy. They do not. They start work at 11 o'clock. Why? They understand the value of learning this. And we're talking about men who are in their 40s and 50s. They understand the value. Professional guys with offices. They don't take an appointment. I see it in my face. Guy tells him, listen, I need an appointment at 9:30. I open at 11 o'clock. You understand? So that matters. Okay. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Why? Because it's very important for us to know the beginning. Alrighty? Says over here. A husband came to me, with a list of things that he does for his wife. He devotes time to her every day. He's attentive to her needs. He buys her everything. He spoils her. Apparently, she should be the happiest woman on earth. But no, she's miserable, and they don't have peace in their home. Even worse, she frequently lashes out on him with anger. What's going on here? Gentlemen, I'm already tired, and my voice of telling you guys, everything you tell me about your wives, these are only symptoms. These are symptoms of a woman who's broken. Every time she curses at you, chas v'shalom. Every time she gives you an attitude, she doesn't want to sleep with you. Every time she tells you to do, this and to do that and whatever, and please help me, I need help, and this and that. These are all symptoms of a woman who's extremely, extremely battered, quote unquote. Okay? Battered, I mean, she's beaten up with words. What is this? To my dismay, this phenomenon is quite familiar. It was clear why the husband had a turbulent home. By the way, this husband did everything. Like most of us. We work and we do this and we take him on a, vacation once a year or maybe twice a year, and the house is furnished and we try to take him out and we try to help in the house and whatever, or we get help or whatever it is. And she was still devastated. Why? I told him that his frequent comments about everything she does were destroying her happiness. This is the most fundamental thing, guys. You don't understand. If every therapist, every psychologist knew this, we would have less problems. Unfortunately, they don't. He says, by the look in his eyes, I knew that I was right on target. All the gifts and niceties in the world aren't worth a constant stream of comments and criticism, which means you could, shove money to her, this, that, vacation, Louis Vuitton bag, this, that, and you criticize her. What are you doing? You're not supposed to do it like this. Why did you wear that? Don't you? It's salty, the food, and this, that. You know I don't like this. Why'd you make it? You didn't make me breakfast. You made me breakfast. You made me too much. All of these things will break a woman. I don't care who she is. She could be the president of the, United States, or she could be a head of lawyers, 50, 60 lawyers. You figure, what the hell does she care what her husband says? No. Her husband will tike, which means he'll grind her to pieces. You understand? With these words. All gifts and niceties in the world aren't worth it. The wife of a critical husband is broken, depressed, pained, has no vitality. Now, Bemet, don't our wives seem like this? I for sure remember my wife. I thought she was constantly depressed. Yeah? She always looked like she was sick and in pain. And she never looked like she had vitality. Vitality means a wife is like this. She's always like, well, when are we going to do this? And when are we going to do that? And I can't do this. And I can't do that. Why not? What did you do all day? I mean, all you do is you sleep, you get up, you sleep, you get up. Yeah, they're dead. They have no cheshech. Cheshech is, they have no, what is that word?
Life force.
Yeah. I don't want to do anything. You understand? I don't want to do anything. He says, one of the most important foundation of Shalom Bayit is that a husband should never, by the way, he could have said, don't always criticize. Sometimes criticize, Never, ever criticize or comment about his wife under any circumstances. See, we're missing the point big time. I just want to, the guy tells me, what do you mean? But how could I not tell her that the Or Savo she's making is wrong? It's not right. I said, dude, you can't tell her. He goes, how is she going to know how to make it? I said, I don't care. But you're not the one to tell her. Then I'm not going to eat it. So I said, you don't eat it. And she told her not to do it. That's it. Take a couple of spoons, say, no, I'm good, whatever. I don't know, but you cannot tell her, oh, you're supposed to put water in there. You didn't do it right. You cannot put it on top of the plata. You got to take it out, put it in, this, that. That's not your business, guys. It's not your business. And you will break her. Here, he says, before we clarify and elaborate on this principle, we should understand that marital peace is impossible as long as the husband continues to criticize his wife and to comment about everything she does. You hear that? If you do this, no marital peace. I don't care what you do. I don't care you jump off the building, you do, get her 10 maids, and still it's not going to help. Why? She is looking at you as the most, powerful man. You're my energy force. You are my man. You're the one who married me. You love me. Why are you talking to me like this? Remember we had that shiur that we said that the woman who's made out of man's rib, right? And Hashem did this on purpose. Why? He made every animal male and female from the start. Male, female from the start. But the woman and man, he said, no, I'm going to make a man. And from the man, he made the female from his rib. So therefore, her attachment to the man is real and genuine. She's like his, we mentioned his left hand. You understand? And therefore, however I'm going to treat my left hand, that's how it's going to be treated. It's gonna. If I tie it up over here and I suffocate it from giving blood, that hand is dead. It won't be able to use it. You understand? And this is exactly our wives. So therefore, Be'ezat Hashem, we are going to stop here because I don't want the videos to be more than really, more than, what do you call it? I didn't want it to be more than 15, 20 minutes. It's going to be 30 minutes. Why? Because I really want people to listen to these on a daily basis. I also want to connect at least 3 times a week, hopefully. Like today is Monday. Tomorrow I have a at night shiur, but maybe we'll make something at 8 o'clock if you guys okay, for about 20 minutes, half an hour. You understand? And then again, on a Wednesday or Thursday, we got to connect This way we have a rolling, that every day, every other day, we have 10, 15, 20 minutes of this musar, this understanding, so that tomorrow we're already powered up in order to treat our wives the way we're supposed to. You understand? This whole once a week business is no good. Why? We do Monday night, and then, Tuesday we're okay, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday we're messed up. And then again Monday we come to try to recharge. All right? So Bezat Shem, I'll text on the whatchamacallit, on the WhatsApp, whatever little thing we do, that, guys, we're gonna have a class 8 o'clock. I will put this recording into our group. All right? So therefore, if anybody missed it, they could listen to it. Any questions?
Sounds good.
You got it. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, let's work on ourselves, guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.